Yeah, so our setup. Well, when we first got into it, well, obviously we were inspired by Chris, but and the other OGs within the community. But when we first got into it, we made a video and we posted it on Instagram. It's on our YouTube. It's everywhere. But we basically went to Walmart, and we're just screwing around in Walmart. We picked out a chair that was a beach chair, just like the only chair that's there. We bought some pool noodle. We bought some flip flops. We had it in our mind what we needed to do. We basically had to get a chair. We had to get something to support the bottom of the chair. We had to get sandals to activate the sensor of the concave GT foot pads. Um, so we bought all that, and then we're like day two into riding, and like Mike's riding, and Mike's leaning like this. I'm like, what's going on? And his chair is totally bent. Like the feet of the chair are totally bent. So that chair didn't last. And then we realized, like, I think Mike told me, like, we should buy what Chris has. So we found what Chris uses. It's like some REI chair that was like literally sold out the other day, probably because everybody in the Womo community is buying it.
Yeah.
And that chair is like really sturdy. So we take